I'm Nate Feltman, CEO and publisher of IBJ Media, and I am thrilled to be here with Mitch Frazier, our new president of IBJ Media. Mitch, can't believe we're partners, but we're partners, and you're coming on board as president. Tell me how you're feeling.
First of all, just grateful. I get grateful for you, Nate. We've known each other for 20 years. It's hard to believe it's been almost 2 decades since we last worked together. We've been friends ever since, and over the last 2 decades, you've built a team here that are pioneers. You look at, from Gary Dick, a guy who invented multi-channel media, transforming from radio to TV to digital to print. You have Leslie, who is a pioneer, an icon in Indiana media. Incredible team. To be a part of this organization, to lead this next chapter of growth, is something that's near and dear to me. And truly, as you and I have talked, it feels like a little bit of a full circle moment.
Well, for sure it is for me, because I remember back in 2006 when I don't think I wasn't Secretary of Commerce, but it was shortly before I became Secretary of Commerce under Mitch Daniels. Somebody that I respect really well, I won't mention his name, shot me over a resume, and it was your resume. And I said, this guy looks pretty darn good. And we met, and off we were running together under the first term of Mitch Daniels' governorship. And you were a joy to work with, one of the hardest working and most intelligent and great idea person that I had been around. And as you know, we finished out that first term together, and then you went on to do big things. You went on to Exact Target. And more, but we had the opportunity to work together. Hard to believe that's been 20 years.
I know, it's crazy.
And here we are reuniting. And who would have thought, in a media company here, based here in Indiana, based here in Indianapolis. So I'm more than thrilled to have you as a partner, to have you as president of IBJ Media. And you've kind of described why. Talk a little bit about, since we were together in 2006, talk a little about some of the leadership roles, because one of the things that I admire about you, and one of the reasons why I wanted to partner with you here at IBJ Media and bring you on board, is that you've had some incredible experiences, not just in government, which we were together doing, but then for-profit experiences, and of course now nonprofit experiences, which makes you an incredibly dangerous and well-rounded leader. But talk about some of those experiences.
Sure. It's been an incredible journey from 2006 when we first met each other, from there into Exact Target, and went into Exact Target leading corporate communications, working with the IBJ, answering questions from the IBJ, and then grew into marketing, led a big chunk of the marketing team, got my MBA, and ultimately became the investor relations officer. And we took Exact Target public back in 2012. And Nate, it was just an iconic moment for the city, electric for us. And I'll never forget, I've reflected a lot here of late of, this intertwined nature of the media and my career. On the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, I don't know if you know this story, on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, the day we went public, March 22nd, 2012, I reported on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange back to the team here in Indianapolis and did a bit of a play-by-play as the stock went public. Cool. Super fun. After Exact Target, then I started my own consulting company and ended up working with the team at Reynolds Farm Equipment, initially as chief marketing officer and then as CEO, first non-family member that served in that role, and just fell in love with agriculture. I mean, I'm a kid who grew up in the country in Tipton County, Indiana. Love anything with a motor, and a chance to get an opportunity to see how tech and communication and leadership come together, and then to have that opportunity to lead the organization as the first non-family CEO is incredible. Yeah. The team there, phenomenal. The customers, phenomenal. And then in 2020, joined the team at Agronovis. And that's been a lot of fun. It's been a really unique opportunity to see the power of nonprofit, to build a coalition, to work alongside government, to work alongside industry, academia, all together, but focused on a clear goal. And that clear goal for us at Agronovis has always been growth. And this economy, this ag bioscience economy that Agronovis focuses on, Nate, it's been so fun to watch it grow and so fun to be a part of it.
That's great. And you've done a great job looking at all the things you've been involved in and pushed Agrinovus to get involved in from an economic development standpoint, all the success. You were a big metrics guy.
I had a guy I learned from.
And you're going to bring some, well, I appreciate that, but you're going to bring more metrics, I'm sure. We've got a set of metrics, but you'll help us refine them and get it even stronger as a media company.
Well, you have it. The great thing is the IBJ is an icon in this city. I feel so strong. I know you do too, about the role of local media, not just local media, but locally owned media. There's so much content that exists today across digital and print. Everywhere you go, someone is creating content. The difference with locally owned local media is the context in that content.
Right.
And being able to meet leaders and listeners and readers and viewers wherever they are, whatever channel they want, with that content, deep in context, connected to this community. You and the team here have done it. My job is to add more fuel to that fire and make sure that we keep meeting people where they are, whatever channel that may be.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I was so excited to bring you on board, is because you and I share our passion for this state. We share the passion for Central Indiana as well, and that's really important to your point about being a locally owned and community asset. Is really looking at it a little bit different than maybe another newspaper or business journal that is not owned locally, where you're not, ingrained in the fabric of the community in the same way. So since we share that, it's going to make a great partnership, and look forward to building even more deeper in our community and our state when you're on board officially.
It's going to be fun, Nate. It's fun for you to say the word partner.
Yeah.
I mean, to think back to 2 decades ago, the chance that we're going to be sitting here and building this next chapter together as partners, it's exhilarating.
Well, one thing we didn't really touch on is that you actually started in media, right? I mean, your first one of your early jobs anyway. Reporter. You tell us, explain what you, because this is kind of coming back to your roots.
It is, and I was looking through some old files today, and I found my old AP style book that's soaked in coffee.
Really?
from the 90s. One of my first jobs, and this is actually when I was still in high school. I was a correspondent and a photographer for the Tipton County Tribune. Special thanks to Michelle Garman and Neil Johnson if they're listening.
That's awesome.
Those two were instrumental in giving me an opportunity early on. And then I joined the Army as a journalist, wrote for the Fort Benning Bayonet, and then moved out to California and worked for public affairs, but also wrote for the Globe magazine, and then was a civilian for the Army. And actually, while I was in Iraq, I filed stories from Iraq about the reconstruction. I was part of the team that was leading communications for the reconstruction effort in Iraq in 2004.
Wow.
And it's kind of fun to go back. I was looking through some old bylines. I think my first photo credit in the Tipton Tribune was in 1995. And I'll never forget. Now, I don't know that this is, I don't know that I can share this, but we're probably past the statute of limitations here. My mom had to drive me to my first photo shoot because I didn't have my license yet.
Wow.
So that gives you a little perspective about how deep this news blood runs. I love the news. I love business. I love this community. I think this is the perfect combination, especially with you.
Well, it's going to be so much fun working with you, Mitch, as we did 20 years ago.
Yes.
And to do it again as partners, couldn't be more thrilled. And let's go have some fun and make this community and our state even better with all that we're doing. Look forward to it, Mitch. It's going to be wonderful.
We can do it. Look forward to it, Nate. Thanks so much.